Picture your town in a year. Your favorite restaurant and your favorite business are both now shut down. Houses are boarded up because people can no longer afford to live in Illinois. Businesses can no longer afford to stay open in Illinois. There is a problem in Illinois, and that is the fair tax hike. Today I'm here to persuade you to vote no on the fair tax hike. It will affect many Illinois residents negatively, and I am an Illinois resident, and I would like not to see my state suffer. I will prove today that there is a problem with the fair tax. I will provide a solution. I will prove that that solution will work, and I will provide resources to get the solution going. The fair tax or the progressive tax will be a problem if it is passed this week. The fair tax is said to tax the rich higher and help the middle class out more, or so it says.
Springfield politicians already raised income taxes twice in the last decade, but our state has out of control spending and a huge deficit. Now they're pushing a constitutional amendment that would give them new taxing powers. This tax hike amendment would let them increase taxes by billions more whenever they want. The tax hike amendment is a bad idea at the worst possible time. Please learn more and stand with Illinois employers.
According to the Illinois General Assembly, the amendment gives the legislation power to increase taxes on any group of taxpayers with no limits and no accountability, and without any requirements to use the additional revenue to fund essential needs such as healthcare, education, or public safety, which is not good. Connecticut passed the progressive tax, and we should learn from their mistakes. The middle class taxes have gone up 13% in Connecticut since the progressive tax went into effect, according to the Illinois policy. Here you can see that since they adopted the progressive income tax, their debt has gone up significantly compared to when they just had the flat income tax. The amendment is too wide open, giving the legislation too much power, allowing to tax everyone, including the middle class. Not only are the middle class going to suffer, but businesses are going to suffer as well. According to the Coalition to Stop the Proposed Tax Hike Amendment, the amendment would increase taxes on small businesses by 50%, and by imposing the second highest business tax rate in the country on large employers, which probably won't be beneficial for employees. In 2011, lawmakers promised that another temporary income tax hike would fix Illinois' public finances within a single year. Illinois saw their state's net financial position worsen by a staggering 35%. The hike lowered Illinois' job growth for the rest of the year, according to the Illinois policy. Businesses will suffer, small or large, some more than others, resulting in shutdown or companies fleeing the state and others taking it out on their employees. This is just to show population decline from 2016 and 2017. As you can see, Illinois is about 142.7 thousand K. Now you sense the businesses are affected, wouldn't you think the employees would be affected too? Well, let's look at the Connecticut again. Progressive tax cost the state 362,000 jobs, according to Illinois' policy report. That is 362,000 people falling below poverty. People also began to flee the state. Employers began to move their businesses to a low tax state. The tax hike will cause our unemployment rate to peak, putting it at an all-time low. Now that I have talked to you about a problem, about the problem, let's talk about the solution. A solution for the tax hike would be to vote on no on the ballot. As well as we need a tax cut and a job act, otherwise known as TCJA. According to the White House, having a tax cut and job act will improve the economy and give people more jobs. A tax cut will give tax cuts not to just the middle class, but employers as well, or everyone. A lot of people may think this is to be unfair, but look at it this way. A poor man never gave a man a job. A job and corporation tax rate could increase average United States household income, according to the White House. There is proof that the TCJA works because President Trump passed it in 2017. The United States unemployment continues to fall below pre-2016 election forecasts and reached 3.5%, and real disposable personal income per household has risen by $5,000 since the TCJA has gone into effect, according to Bill Bischoff. Now that I have talked to you about a solution, let's talk about the benefits of a Tax Cut and Job Act. One benefit of having a Tax Cut and Job Act, there will be more jobs. According to Jeffrey Bertish, a writer from the Market Watch, a surge for labor demands means that for the first time since job openings data began to be collected, there are more job openings than unemployed people, roughly 7.3 million to be exact, since the TCJA went into effect. Another benefit is that your employer since they are receiving a tax cut, they may raise your wages, or they may promote you further into the company that pays higher. Higher wages is obviously a huge benefit. Another benefit is that small businesses have or will be able to expand their businesses, which means more employment, more jobs, according to the U.S. Treasury, which helps the unemployment rate drop down and our economy to flourish. Now that I have talked to you about the benefits, let's talk about how to make this change. This week, when you go to vote, you should vote no on the ballot for a fair tax hike. I encourage you to put the word out, and if you get into legislation, push for a Tax Cut and Job Act. We need a proposal in Illinois for a Tax Cut and Job Act. We are the future. Let's make that change. Now that I have told you what you can do to avoid the tax hike and get the solution going, let's wrap up, shall we? I've proven the problem of the tax hike. I've explained a solution, and I've proven the solution will work. And I've given you a way to help. I hope you leave here today with a better knowledge on why voting no is so detrimental to our economy. Thank you.